Hey, welcome back to the Peak Period podcast. My name's Tanner James, DJ, TJ. So, coming up in the next couple of minutes, we have an awesome DJ from Sacramento, California. His name is DJ Arvin. He has done a ton of awesome events. He focuses on the Indian DJ wedding market, and he's an awesome dude. Again, he's here in Sacramento, and he's killing the game. So, I brought him on. We go over a lot of awesome topics. We go over contracts, we go over negotiating, we go over some social media tips, and at the end he does drop some bombs on some final tips. So make sure you stay till the end. Again, this is an awesome podcast, and I highly recommend that you listen to the whole entire thing because there is some awesome stuff towards the end. So here we go. All right, so we have DJ Arvin. He's an awesome DJ from Sacramento. He's joining us tonight. Thank you for coming on, Arvin.
Not a problem, man. Not a problem.
Yeah, so we're talking about contracts tonight, a little bit of sales, negotiating, upselling, and how to get more out of your events, which is, pretty
hmm
important as DJs because the more money we make per event, the better, the less events we have to take, and we can still make more money off of it. So it's pretty important. So yeah, contracts.
Yeah.
Contracts are super important. I think you're really hurting yourself if you don't do a contract for kind of a couple of reasons. The main one is because of people not paying you.
hmm
But I think the second one
Yeah.
is kind of it protects you. And I think that's really important as well, making sure that you're protected. And there are some other small pieces of contracts that can really be important down the line.
hmm
Um,
Definitely true, man.
yeah.
Definitely true.
So there's kind of a few parts to a contract. Let me pull up mine,
hmm
but I just have it saved as a template so then I can just pull it right up and then put in
hmm
the client's information. So what would you say is something that's really important about a contract that some DJs don't think about, don't know about, they don't care
Oh,
about? What would you
a
say?
lot of people when they do their contracts, it just depends on the type of event. What I've been able to make with mine is I've just been able to make a generic contract that actually goes through not only just the wedding industry, but also birthdays, regular events, corporate events, anything along that matter. The only type of event it does not work for is a club because a club is just a straight. We want you here for this many hours,
Right,
this is how
right.
much it's going to be, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But with mine, what I've seen is, besides having the name of the person you're doing the event with, the best thing I can see is write the type of event down. Have an option on it where it says what type of event it is. Because there are many times I've gone to a place where I've been told it's one type of event, and they surprise me by saying, oh, we're doing this as well, we're doing this as well, and adding on more than what was listed on the contract.
Dude, that happened to me this summer and it was horrible. I was so freaking pissed when that happened. It was they told me it was a graduation party, right? And I'm like, "Oh, it's a
hmm
graduation party, no big deal, right? Like super chill." And then they turn it on me and it turns out to be a debutante, which is like
Oh,
the Filipino coming of age, which is
oh
for those of you that don't know,
man.
it's like a wedding. Like there are a ton of moving pieces and it is not just like some small little backyard um, uh, high school graduation party. And so when I found out a week before, and I was so incredibly mad because I felt like they were like deceiving me the whole time, and I don't
And
think they did it on
technically they
purpose.
were. To be honest, did you know they were doing that on purpose?
No,
Because think of
I really
no,
don't think
think
that.
of
I mean, it's possible. It's very possible, but like I gave him a not a deal. I knew the girl, so I
Mhm,
kind of gave her a deal, but it wasn't like a big deal. But the issue was it was priced at a graduation party. It was not priced for a big,
mhm.
um, I mean, the best way to compare it is like an American wedding. Like there's a
Yeah.
ton of moving pieces and there's a ton of like formalities. And so it
Mhm.
screwed me over because and then I have a week to start planning this whole thing and making sure that it's good for this girl. and then she's like
Yeah, those
sending
are
me
the
song
worst.
requests that night, like 8 hours before the event, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So
Ah,
that is a great piece of advice that I really think, yeah, that 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 would have been nice. But I think what happened is like I just got screwed because I didn't know it was gonna happen. Like,
yeah. See, a lot of DJs when they get booked, they don't know a lot of things until last minute.
mm-hmm,
I've actually perfect example. Recently, I did a wedding for a friend of mine.
mm-hmm,
He got married, and last minute he was sending me perfect examples, sending me song requests,
yeah.
telling me there were performances,
Now, like,
then
how
telling
how
me the
soon
day of
before the event was it?
within a day or two.
A day or two, like a few
Yes.
hours?
I got the reception entrance tracks the day of
That is
as I was coming
horrible.
in to load up.
That's horrible. So for DJs
Yeah.
that don't know, that's really bad because
hmm
what you should be doing is checking the tracks and making sure that they're full.
hmm
Like the track is full. So what'll happen
Full
is
and
sometimes,
playable and
yeah,
not corrupt.
right,
Like
not corrupt,
I've
making
had
sure that
people
it,
give me a flash drive
uh-huh,
and they'll be like, here, or they say, here, play it off my phone.
right.
And when you plug their phone in, all of a sudden,
And it's
automatic
streaming it,
lock.
right? It's streaming
Yeah,
it from the
automatic
internet.
locks.
So
They
then if it
forget to
goes down, yeah, yeah,
it goes down, or they forget to turn their screen off. Automatically locks on me. I had it where somebody handed me their phone. I was literally standing 4 feet behind my DJ booth, away from my stuff, while a performance was happening, and song stops because it was in QuickTime mode on their phone,
uh-huh.
and QuickTime automatically locks and stops playing.
Oh, that's so horrible. No,
Yeah.
so I saw this video from this awesome DJ on YouTube. His name's Jay Brennan, and
hmm
he had like a DJ tip, and it was to check your files for like the important dances, the first dance, the mother son, cake cutting,
hmm
those kinds of things. Making sure that you check them and making sure that they're not corrupt, but as well as like, if the song's 3 minutes and that file that you have is only 25 seconds, there's something wrong with that file and you need to like figure it out. And
hmm
so I'm like, wow, that's like a really good idea. And so I had a wedding like that weekend, and so I checked it online, and sure enough, one of them was like that. And I'm like, what are the odds? So I'm like, okay, from now on, I'm checking every single thing because it was so sketchy. Like,
Yeah.
I'm prepared, I have it all good, but that's like something that you don't even know to check about,
Yeah,
right?
you don't, a lot of people don't know to check these things
Right,
until they're like, oh, client gave it to us, so everything should be fine. But
right,
you never know. You never
right,
know. Yeah.
right.
Another thing I do add in my contracts too, and because I'm an Indian wedding DJ, and the people who are listening don't know, Indian weddings are one of the most complicated, big headaches, time consuming events
Yeah,
in the world
a lot of moving
because it
pieces.
not just lasts for one day, aka the wedding and the reception, it literally lasts for almost a week long.
Uh-huh.
The family events happen a week long, and you're DJing not one event, but 3 to 4 events that week just for one family.
Yeah, that's
So it
crazy.
gets crazy. So
Right.
I've seen in my contracts what I started doing is I've started telling them you need to have me give me your entrance songs for the bridal party, entrance songs for the parents, groom sides, bride sides, any special entrance songs that you have, what you want their cake cutting song to be, their first dance, and if there's any performances, what those songs are.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know that they should include that in the contract because they can say, oh, you never told us that we needed to give you all these things, or you never reminded us.
hmm
Well, it's in the contract that you
So
clearly
you
looked
don't
at
you,
and signed.
you don't send them out a questionnaire. You have those songs in your contract. You don't
Yes,
have them sign a contract and then send out a questionnaire 3 weeks later. You when they
no.
sign the contract, those songs are there.
Yeah, those songs should be there. What it is, it's like on the second page of my contract,
hmm
I have it says page 2 of 2, what they need, event details.
hmm
And it lists, okay, for this event, entrance songs, bridal party songs, parents' entrance song, groom side, bride side,
hmm
cake cutting, first dance performance. And let's say it ends up not being a wedding I'm doing, but it's just like, oh, a regular birthday party. I don't need entrance songs, so I
Hmm.
just put NA list on everything. And then I have a bottom section that says lists of songs that you want.
Hmm.
So they say, "Oh, we never had time to make one." Well, they could have written it on the contract or just be like,
Hmm.
"Here you go." And I tell them, if you guys do not give me any of this within a week before the event, I started doing this where it's like, you give me this 1 week before, or I choose all your songs. It's a
Just be
horrible
hard with
thing to
them.
say,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's
Well, and
the
you
best
want their
because
event to go well, and that's
exactly
why
you
you're
want
doing
the
it. You're
event
not
to
doing
do
it because
well,
you want to
so
choose their song. It's really for them more.
it's really for them. So it puts the pressure on them, saying,
Right.
"Okay, we need to fill this out."
No, I think
Perfect
that's an awesome
example.
tip to actually put it in your contract. I
Hmm.
think I will actually start doing that because that really would help with some of those things with people,
Hmm.
sending requests last minute and
Yeah.
yeah.
And just yeah, what I do is I'll be like, okay, for my clients, I'll be like, okay, I make a shared Google Doc or a Google
Hmm.
Drive
Hmm.
or whatever kind of doc that they can share on it and add songs to it. And I say to them, this needs to be filled out 1 week prior.
Hmm.
If they don't fill anything out,
No
I
guarantees.
go based on what they say in the beginning, where it's like, oh, we want a top 40 vibe. And then I'm like, okay,
Uh-huh.
play nothing but top 40.
Yeah, so what I've noticed is dealing with friends for
Hmm.
events is not necessarily the same as, a random client, somebody
Hmm.
else who chose you. So, I mean,
Yes.
you seem to have a pretty detailed way of handling it, but is there anything else that you do that kind of says to your friends, "Hey, look, I'm not playing around." Like because I think it's hard because I think they may see it as like, oh yeah, he's cool, he's a DJ, whatever. And it's like
Hmm.
the truth is that like this is a business, this is my
Hmm.
business, this is, a way
Yeah,
that I
then
actually
the
produce
thing
income.
is,
This is not like a little joke for me. So
yeah,
I
and a
think
lot of friends and a lot of people don't see that. They
right,
think, oh, this is something that you do that you can benefit us. We can
right,
take advantage of this situation.
right.
And the best thing that I tell them is I straight up say, look, I'll, because you're my friend, I will consistently remind you. I know you have 50 other million things to do. I'm
Uh-huh.
only doing this to help you.
Uh-huh.
So if it's a friend's event that I'm doing,
Hmm.
I consistently remind them, I'm like, hey, get me those song lists.
Right.
Get me the entrance songs.
Yeah.
Get me these. Get me this. I need this.
Hmm.
And then I sit with them 1 to 2 days before, or if it's somebody who's really close to me and I'm willing to do it the day of,
Hmm.
aka the morning of,
Hmm.
I have them sit down for 20 minutes
Hmm.
to go over everything and to make sure they say it's perfect.
So I did an event probably a year ago. It was for a friend and I was doing contracts, right? But I didn't send one to her just because it was like a friend and it was like not a big
Hmm.
deal. I tend to not work for my friends, but since we're talking about it, that's why all these stories are coming up. But so I didn't send her a contract. We just kind of agreed to everything and it was all fine. Well, what happened was it was very vague on like the start and end time. And so what
Hmm.
ended up happening was it was not like, a 4 hour event. It was like 4 o'clock. It was like 4 to like 6, right? Well, it
Hmm.
turns out it was like 3:30 to 1:30, and I was
Oh,
dying by the end of it, right? I mean, what is that? Like
yeah.
it was way too long, and I'm like, oh, what, 10 hours? Is that
Yeah,
how long
that's
it is?
almost a
Dude, I
10
was
hour day.
dying. And I'm like, okay, that is never happening again. So I ended up
Yeah.
making a little thing because I don't want to like freak out friends into like
Hmm.
signing contracts because I don't want like them to get freaked out, but I want them to know
Yeah.
that like it's serious. So weddings I do, but
Mhm.
like if it's like a little party here or there, I don't necessarily do it.
Yeah, you don't need to necessarily do it for the small stuff, like
Uh-huh.
for the small house party, 50th birthdays, the little
Mm-hmm.
birthday
Right.
events. But for the big ones like quinceañeras, debutantes,
Right, right, right.
sweet 16s, 18s,
Uh-huh.
graduation parties, and wedding receptions, always put the times on the contract.
Right. So what I
Okay?
ended up doing was I put together a little mini questionnaire that
Mm-hmm.
was more like what time's it gonna start and end, like a contract, but it didn't say
Mm-hmm.
contract and they didn't sign it. It was just so I had a record so that then I didn't get screwed over in the end with them being
Mm-hmm.
like, oh yeah, we're just gonna keep going. And then I'm there like, okay, like come on. Like, 10
Mm-hmm.
hours is a little excessive.
Yeah. What I've
So
also started doing is what you put on there is add a little section on that says, look, even if it's a friend, you got to let them know this is your time,
Right.
this is your money, and this is your energy.
Mm-hmm.
So what I started doing is, besides putting the start and end time, I put a little insert there that says pretty much, hey, if it goes over that time, it's an extra X amount of dollars
Uh-huh.
per hour.
Right.
Even if it's like, I give leeways when it ends 5, maybe 10 minutes after that given time. But the second it hits 15 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
that's an hour right there. Because it's an extra time that you don't have to pack up your stuff and to break down everything.
Right.
It's more time that you need to mix, more time that you need to do stuff. So you need to let them know, like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
if it's going to go past 12 o'clock, it's an extra $100
Mm-hmm.
an hour. And they're like, oh, that's too much. Well, it's like, okay, you need to end at 12 because
Mm-hmm.
I can't stay here all night.
Right.
It's not contracted. We're not contracted till that amount.
Yeah. So when you do friends' events, how do you price for it? Because they usually want a deal. This
Hmm.
is how you make money. So
Yeah.
how do you do it? Because I have my own way of doing it, and
Okay.
it's worked out for me. But I want to hear what you have to say.
So for friends, I don't tell them this, but I pretty much do a lot of what I do with my clients, other clients.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll have my price list, but then I'll have my base price. So for friends, I just straight up tell them, I'm like, look, I'm gonna give you my base price, and my base price is with my discounts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I know it may seem like a lot, but to be honest, I put it so I'm making the bare minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect example, friend had a wedding. This was 3 months ago. I literally did it making $0 in profit.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I picked out from it went to expenses, went to bills,
Mm-hmm.
went to last minute add-ons that they needed,
Right.
went to paying my tech guys, went to paying my sound guys. So
Mm-hmm.
I made $0 off of an event.
Yeah.
And I told him, I'm like, I only did this for you because you are my friend.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to let them know, like, if you want to make money through your friends,
Mm-hmm.
you have your base price that you know you want to make,
Mm-hmm.
and you say, this is how much it's going to be. I cannot go any lower, and you need to be firm.
Mm-hmm.
Some of your friends will like it. Some of your friends will be like, nah, man, come on, hook me up even more. I'll be like, look, I can give you an extra hour, but I can't give you
Right.
less money.
Yeah. And I think the other thing is like good friends don't even ask for a discount.
Oh,
That's what I've
good friends
noticed. The
never ask for a
the
discount.
true friends, I mean, I had a friend and he's like, dude, come on, like you can give me a better deal than that. I'm like, dude, I can't, like, because if I'm not working for you, I'm working for somebody else. And he's like, that's right. What am I even saying? Like, I need to support you. I'm like, yeah, you do. Damn right you do. Like, you
Exactly.
need to
If,
support me.
if they're your friends, they won't question you when you tell
Right.
them the price.
Right.
They won't question you at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what I've ended up doing, I have three main packages. What I did is I put my middle package as my first package as a
Hmm.
homie hookup,
Okay.
homie hookup deal, and so
That's not
they
bad.
are getting a deal. They're getting like 33% off. I'm still making money,
Mm-hmm.
and so then everyone's happy. If they want
Mm-hmm.
any additional add-ons, I just charge it at cost plus like $10. So if
Yeah,
they want
but
like a gobo, I mean they're getting out for under $100,
then
and
that
that's
is
a
a steal.
that's a
That is
good
a
deal. They're
steal.
happy. They won't find that deal anywhere else.
No,
So it is
unless
good
they
for them.
spend God knows how much on a Gobo setup
Hmm.
and then buying the Gobo for the cost
Hmm.
price,
Now
which
here's
is
the thing with the homie
bad.
hookup package. It's only homies and it's only
Hmm.
close friends. I do not like just hand it out. It's for people
Yeah.
that are homies.
That you
And
actually know. I kind of do something similar. I have the homie hookup and the you know my friend hookup. Okay.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Okay, because in the Indian culture, I hate to say this, and a lot of people are gonna kill me for this, but I swear to God, these people are, and this is my people, we are cheap beyond belief.
Uh-huh.
We want everything at the bare minimum we can spend.
Hmm.
because we want to save money.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that. But at the end of the day, everybody needs to make money.
Right. Right.
So I've had it where I've given somebody my price and they flat out said, I can have some, like, I'll say, hey, they're like, hey, can you do this party for me or this event? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, my minimum is 1,300. And they're like, that's expensive. I know a guy that'll do it for 800. I'm like, okay, why didn't you hire him?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, honestly to God, I'm like, okay, you found somebody who can do it for lower
Mm-hmm.
and you don't want to pay my price? That's fine.
Right.
Go for it. But just set up to know that, okay, you know what my quality is, what I provide.
Mm-hmm.
Just be forewarned that it's not going to be the standard that I provide. It'll be this person's standard, which I do not know.
Right. So
Mm-hmm.
so with that, okay, so let's just make easier
Mm-hmm.
round numbers. You charge $1,000 and somebody comes to you and says, we found somebody to do it for 700.
Mm-hmm.
How do you So I think the first problem with that is part
Mm-hmm.
of it was your fault.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the other DJ. You can't
Yeah,
blame the
no,
other DJ for
no, you
undercutting you.
can't blame the other DJ. It's technically your fault because you automatically gave them the lowest price that you think you're willing to go.
Right. And with that, you didn't build enough value.
No.
I mean, you aren't giving them, and I think a lot of DJs say that, but they don't really give you ways to actually use it. You have to
Yeah,
sell your services, and if you aren't good
exactly.
at selling, you're
Oh,
done.
you if
And
you're not
and
gonna sell it at all,
and
like
so
I've.
I think one
Mhm,
of the main things is people sell gear. They're like, yeah,
mhm,
I have these speakers, I have these speakers. They don't care.
mhm. Yeah,
I mean, what they
honestly,
care about
I
is that it sounds clear. You should go
yeah.
into it saying, look, my microphone will not drop out. It will
Hmm.
not have static. It won't sound bad. There won't be any
Exactly.
of this. Everyone in the whole entire building will hear it. Like,
Hmm.
right? I mean, I think we've all been to events where like the speakers are so horrible that like you don't hear a one single word that was said. Okay, look, so what do? Instead of selling that you have
The
X
top
brand
of
of
the line
speakers or
shit.
Y speakers or whatever it is, go in saying, hey, look, that will not happen. Because
Hmm.
what they'll say is like, oh, how? Because I have this good gear, it doesn't do that. And
Hmm.
then you just set yourself apart versus somebody coming in saying, hey, I have this QSC speaker. They're like, okay, so
Yeah.
is it top
Nobody's
of the
gonna
line?
know
Because
what
that's what the last DJ said too. Because
exactly.
everybody goes off
Nobody.
of that.
No. Yeah. Nobody's gonna be like, oh, it's this amount. Nobody cares about the brand. If you're
Nobody's
not a
asked
D,
anything about my speakers. I have never had
exactly.
one client
If you're
say
not a
anything.
DJ, nobody will ask anything about your speakers, the
Uh,
type of equipment you use, none of that stuff.
right.
What I tell my clients now, and they're like, so, are you sure your stuff's not going to cut out? Is it going to be sound quality? And I straight up tell them, I'm like, look, I spent X amount of dollars on my gear.
Mm-hmm.
If I was not willing to spend X amount of dollars, obviously it's not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to agree that this stuff is worth it.
Yeah. Hey, and you said something really awesome. Let's go back.
Mm-hmm.
When I gave the example of $1,000 and
Mm-hmm.
700, you said you started out too low. You started
Mm-hmm.
out at your bare minimum. Go ahead and
Yeah.
expand on that because I like this point. I like this point
Okay.
that he has.
So what, like you said, what you've done is you've done your three packages deal, where you have your lowest, your middle, and your highest package. What I've created when I DJ now is I call it the build your own Lego set.
Build
And a
your
lot
own
of
Lego set.
people
I like it. I like it.
and a lot of people look at this and they're like, wait, build your own Legos? I'm like, yes. It's the simplest way of doing it. I give them my bare minimum, not my bare minimum, I give them my base price. What I know my base price is, knowing that I'm gonna make a certain amount of money on top of that. So I give them that base price, and then I list them, all my add-ons, and I'm like, okay, you tell me what you want. Okay? This, since you're telling me what you want, I can add everything together and build you a custom package.
Awesome.
Okay?
Awesome.
And this goes back into that first question you asked where it said you gave yourself a bare minimum cost
Mm-hmm.
because what I tell them is I don't give them my bare minimum. I add money onto my bare minimum so that when they want a discount, I can bring it down and show them that I'm giving that discount.
Hmm. So
And
so
not too
what
many
you're
DJs
doing
know
is
that.
instead of coming in at 1,000, you
Hmm.
come in at
Um,
1150. So
not
that
even 1150. I'll come in at 1200 and then be like,
1,200.
hey, for you, I'll give you 200 off.
Right. So
And
you
then,
so you so you add more to the price from the start so that
mm,
if they haggle you, you can
mm,
bring it down and you're the cool guy while you're happy with $1,000.
mm-hmm.
Now, if they say yes to 1,200, then you just made out with an extra 200 bucks.
Yeah, you made out with more
So
money than
it's
you
kind of a
needed.
win-win.
It's always going to be a win-win when you price your stuff out like
Hmm.
that. Okay? If you, whatever you ask for, whatever you add, if you give them a price and add on to it, they go for it, awesome. You
Hmm.
make extra money. They don't go for it, you bring it down, and you're still making your money.
Hmm. So one thing that a lot of DJs and people in general will say is like, "Oh yeah, I don't negotiate. I don't no. Okay, come on. Like
Mm.
don't lie. Okay? Don't also be a liar. Okay? Like we
Okay.
know you're a negotiator. Don't lie. But I think
Everybody
what
says they don't negotiate, but at the end of the day, they compromise.
right. So
That's what it
so
is.
one thing that I will do is I will negotiate with a product or an add-on that has high profit margins. So one of those things would be the LED glow wands, right? The
Hmm.
18-inch foam LED wands.
Those are the
They
best thing
they
you could
I
add
buy them for 48 cents,
on.
45 cents, somewhere around under 50 cents.
Mm-hmm.
Resell them for $1. So I'm not making a ton of money, but it is not like something like maybe like a gobo that is 80 and then you could sell it for 100. It should be more,
Hmm.
but you have some more wiggle room in there.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is like, okay, so let's say that $1,000 example. Let's say I came in at 1,000 and they said, hey, we want 700. What I'll do is I'll say, hey, look, I'll give you $100 worth of glow wands
Mm.
and throw it in, but that's
Yeah.
as low as I can go. So
Exactly.
instead, now it's still $1,000,
It's still
right?
$1,000, but
I do not give
y-
them a discount. I don't give out discounts on price. I will give them something more.
see.
So if they want an extra speaker here, then I'll say, hey, I can't come down on the price, and really it's because I could book another event.
Hmm.
We're 10 weeks out or 15 weeks out. I don't want to risk not booking an event for more money, but I want to work with you. Maybe don't say it like that, but this is what you're telling him. I
Hmm.
want to work with you. So what I can do is I can throw in that extra speaker that you wanted. So it would have been $100 rental fee. I'll give it to you for free.
Yeah.
So now
And,
they feel like they're getting a deal because they are. You
hmm.
are not feeling ripped off. And that speaker, it didn't really cost you anything as long as you own it, as long as you're not going out and renting it.
Hmm.
It's not directly costing you anything.
No.
I know you need to price it that way, but it's not
Mm.
directly costing you anything. So I'll throw
Exactly.
in a glow wands, and then it costs me $45, and I keep that extra money that would have been going in.
Exactly. And that's one way to do it. That's
Uh-huh.
one of many ways to do it.
Right.
And so
What's another one? Do you have
adding
another
those,
one?
yeah, yeah, we do. Um, you said adding the glow wands in.
Right.
That's a great thing to do. And my favorite is the overhead pricing of an item. For example, instead of coming in at 1,000, I'll come in at that 1,200 range.
Uh-huh.
Right? I'll add a few extra things. I'm like, look, 1,200. They say, oh, it's two more. Can you go a little bit lower? I'm like, for you guys, I'll knock off 100
Mm.
and I'll stay an extra hour.
Okay. So you do a little
So,
mix.
so you do a little mix. It's pretty much, I consider putting it like you're making them the perfect drink. You're
Okay.
mixing the right parts of the right alcohol, the chasers, the mixers, the lemon, the lime, to make sure they enjoy the drink the way they want.
Right. I
So
love it.
it's a combination of everything. You just have to know exactly how much to pour. You can't underpour on a drink
Uh-huh.
because it'll taste too sweet.
Uh-huh.
You can't overpour because it'll be too strong. You just have to get it at that right smooth
Uh-huh.
area where it's just perfect for them
And I think the
and for
other
you.
thing is that DJs are so worried about losing a lead that was given to them, right? So I get a lead coming in who wants to book me for a wedding. They have a budget of $200. Okay, that's not happening, right?
Yeah.
So and then you're so worried that then you do drop your price dramatically and now you're
Oh,
down hundreds of dollars and it's like, dude, it's one wedding, let it go.
yeah.
You
Never.
going out and doing that will make it worse on your mindset that that's what you're worth, and I think most DJs are not worth that.
See, and
Now,
here's the
it
thing. This is what people don't get too. Is you gotta understand this. People talk.
right,
Okay.
exactly.
Clients talk. So let me tell you this. You do an event for, here's a good example. You do a reception for $600, okay?
Mhm.
Because you did it for a homie hookup, blah blah
Mhm.
blah, whatever, or you did not want to lose that lead.
Mhm.
Let me ask you something. What do you think these people are gonna tell their friends
Mhm.
when they say, "Oh, that guy was amazing," or
Right.
their family when they say, "Oh, this was the best DJ ever. I
Right.
want him for my event." They're gonna be like, "Yo, he gave a surprise because we said this is what we need to do.
Uh-huh.
So he gave us the super cheap price."
Right.
So these people who you're getting these leads from are automatically thinking, "Oh, we can get it from for that much, if not cheaper, because he did the same thing for this person that I know."
Mhm.
So you should never undervalue yourself. And if you don't get the lead because they don't want to pay too much, don't fret over it.
Mhm.
The best thing that you can even think of is, hey, I'm not getting it. Nothing's come up. Hey, a weekend off. I can go, hell, I can go see a movie on a Saturday night. Go take
Right.
the
Most
wife on
DJs
a
never get
date
to do
night.
that.
Yeah, DJs never get to do that. Oh,
Right.
look, there's a concert that same night. Hey, I'm going to the Jay-Z concert now because I don't have to DJ such and such's wedding. And not that many people realize that. It's like, okay, if you're not chasing it because it's not worth your while, you get a life.
Right.
Mm.
Right. Yeah. I think and I've probably done it too, especially when I was starting out.
Mm.
You're worried about losing work.
Yeah,
You
you
work
always
so hard to
exactly,
finally get
and you
leads.
want to be consistent. You want to DJ every weekend because you love it, but you get to a point where it's just like, okay, look, you gotta update your music consistently.
Right.
You're working even when you're not working. So you don't get booked, you don't get booked. Don't take it as a negative. Hey, try this. On the weekends you don't get booked,
Mhm.
sit down, put together a little montage of videos
Right.
or pictures of what you've done in the past 3 weekends and throw that out.
And I think another thing is a lot of DJs wait for work to come in,
Hmm.
and if you are waiting, you're a step behind.
Exactly. Never wait for work. Always don't wait for the gigs to come in.
Mhm.
Do something where you know that you're doing something that people will call you for those gigs.
Right.
I.e., put out a mix. I.e., put up some promo pictures.
Uh-huh.
Do something. Talk about how great it was DJing a friend's event you did 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
Recap on a gig you did
Right.
last year. Throw up a picture of your very first gig to now, showing the differences. Like, and people will see, oh, he's actually hustling.
Mhm.
He's actually doing something. And in the
So
end of the day, that makes you more money because when it comes back to it, you come back to your contracts and your negotiations, and these people who are seeing this
mhm.
are like, "Oh, he's doing something.
Right.
Let me go for it."
Yeah. I think what's really important as well is social media.
Mhm.
And I think one thing that DJs stress out about is how many likes am I getting? How many followers do I have? Do I have more followers than people that I'm following? And I think that you're focusing on a small um I think you're thinking in the wrong way. Social
Exactly.
media for DJs is not necessarily about how many followers you have,
No,
because
no,
your
no, no.
followers are friends and past clients,
Hmm.
and your past clients are probably not going to book you again for the most
Uh,
part. They have friends,
yeah.
but
They
you're
have friends,
keeping them
but
updated.
yes, you're keeping that updated, showing, oh, look, I'm still doing this.
Uh-huh.
A lot of, like, in the Indian community, this is the cool part about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do my friend's wedding, okay? Next thing you know, I'll get a call from them. They're like, hey, my dad's turning 50.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do his 50th
Right.
birthday? There's another lead from the same client. Oh, my cousin just had a baby kid.
Mm-hmm.
Can we do your baby shower event? If you stick with it, it ends up being a residual income,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a long-term residual income.
Yeah.
It's not just it'll happen overnight where you consistently being booked. No, you will get referrals months or years later on
Mm-hmm.
because of an old client you did something for years ago.
Right. So
Mhm.
what? So I know that it's super important, and I recommend getting on your past clients' like
Mhm.
social mediums, because that's really important to, yeah, exactly
Mhm.
what you just said. Keep up with them. Keep them in the loop.
Keep
Um.
them in the loop. Let them know that, oh, this is what's going on.
Uh-huh.
Let them know, oh, look, I'm doing something here.
Mm-hmm.
Or even better, like you're doing an event at an open area, aka you get booked at doing a picnic. Call your old clients out. Be like,
Uh-huh.
hey, I'm DJing over at this picnic area. Not picnic area, but let's say this fair. You get booked out to play background music at a fair.
Uh-huh.
Be like, hey guys, I'm over at this fair this weekend. I haven't seen you since your wedding. You guys should come out. We can catch up. It'll be nice. It'll give you guys a chance to go out,
Mm-hmm.
hang out with your people, to check out something new, and you and me can catch up too.
Mm-hmm.
So it builds a relationship as well as
Right.
building your future earnings and your future potential money.
So when I post on social media, I post to keep up with my followers so that they know I'm still doing this, right? That
Mm-hmm.
you didn't drop off the face of the earth. And
Exactly.
the second reason why I do it is for future clients coming onto my social media. And okay,
Exactly.
have you ever searched social media accounts before you do anything, right? Before you call somebody, before
Yeah.
you look into a business, before you look into spend money with a business or
Yeah.
whatever it may be? Of
People
course you
look at
do.
their social medias, they look at their Instagrams,
Mm-hmm.
Twitter not too much because, or they go to a Facebook page. Your two main options to get booked is Facebook
Mm-hmm.
and Instagram.
Mm-hmm. So what's funny about
Always.
that? I had somebody add me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat,
Mhm.
and then booked me on Snapchat.
Because probably they saw you
She saw me on
posting
one, she added me on
snaps.
another, added me on another, added me on Snapchat, and then
Yeah,
messaged me.
exactly. Because she did a smart. Saw you on Twitter. Okay, let me follow this guy, see what he's up to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, he's posting about his Facebook page.
Right,
Followed him
right,
on his Facebook page.
exactly.
Saw that you were continuously updating it
Mm-hmm.
with new pictures, new videos, new whatever. Then you're like, oh, check this out. He has an Instagram page too because they're all linked. Let me follow that. See how many people are liking his stuff, following his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gets to the best one, your Snapchat.
I
Because
said,
now, no, because here's why. And this is what people don't get. Since Instagram is copying Snapchat,
mm-hmm.
because they didn't copyright it, which is stupid, but that's a whole nother deal. It's real time showing off, not showing off, but real time display of your events.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
she probably added you on Snapchat, saw that you DJ'd a
It was after an
dance
event, yeah, exactly.
at an event, and she was like, "Oh my god, look how much fun these people are having
Mm-hmm.
with him DJing the event. I
Mm-hmm.
want this."
Right.
And then automatically they're gonna book you.
Yeah. Yeah. Super important. So I think DJs that don't
Hmm.
take advantage of social media and that think it's not important, I mean,
Hmm.
you're one step behind.
Yeah, you're one step behind. I do want to go back on one subject we were talking about
Go ahead.
not too long ago, which was the pricing and packaging.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit on it, but I wanted to give your viewers a bigger in depth of how they can maximize their profits.
Go ahead.
Because, like you said, you're saying, oh, I always add on, like, I'll add these 100 glow wands and stuff like that. People see that and they're like, oh, wow, he's giving us free stuff. But another good thing to do, like I said, with the whole not necessarily overcharging your clients, but pricing everything. And then when you list everything that you offer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Always have one constant, and that's going to be your basic package. DJs don't know that, not DJs, but people don't know this. Let your clients know, hey, I have a basic package.
Mm-hmm.
My basic package is such and such amount. Perfect example, you say you want to make money, like my basic package, 1150. Okay, they're like 1150. Be like, yes, but this is what it includes. And this is, just realize this is the bare minimum, which is two subs,
Mm-hmm.
two tops, two lights. And of course, you, the DJ, and the music, and whatever control you bring, whether it's CDJs, turntables, or an actual controller. And just like, okay, this is what you get for your basic price. But hey, you don't need the basic because this is a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go fancy.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, okay, here's the extra stuff that we want. Since we're building that Lego set, we're adding on stuff. And what I do is on 90% of my items, I add on additional costs to them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I up price everything because when it comes down to that final price, they look at it, they're like, oh wow, this is a lot. And then you can still cut them off
Right.
and give them a little discount. Like you said, not mess with your bottom end,
Uh-huh.
but you still are making even more money
Mm-hmm.
because you're only taking part of that discount off from one or two items rather than your total, well, rather than a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm. So do you show your clients pictures
Yes.
before the event?
Not necessarily before the event.
When you book it, right,
When
in the
we
sales
book,
process.
I show them, yes, I show them pictures of different types of setups
Mm-hmm.
that we've done, past events, and then items that we offer. For example, glow wands. A lot of people don't know what the glow wands
Right.
are. They think of glow
And you telling
sticks.
your client, hey, I have these glow wands,
Yeah,
goes over
they're
their
gonna be
head.
like,
I have
they're
a
gonna be like,
monogram, goes over their
what the hell is
head.
glow? What's the monogram?
Oh,
What's
it's
the
the light thing
dancing?
that goes on the ground.
Yeah, why do you need dry ice?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you need a
Right,
nimbus?
right,
Like,
right. The cloud effect.
why do you need the cloud effect? What does that do? No. Show them pictures
Right.
of how it looks in
Mm-hmm.
action. I
So,
guarantee
yeah.
you that when they see a picture
Yep.
of each add-on you have, their eyes light up more and more and more.
Right. Right. And it's really hard for them to say no.
Hmm.
Well, maybe not to say no, but when they actually see it, instead of
Hmm.
saying, yeah, so the monogram is customizable with your names, initials, date, last name, first names. Okay. But if they actually can see it, that's really good. The second thing with that is I
Hmm.
don't show them just one upgrade.
No,
I show them
you
three
show them
upgrades in one picture. So I will have
exactly.
uplighting in the room, I will have a gobo on the ground, and a piece of truss right in front of it.
Exactly.
Because you're
Show
showing,
them
hey, look, check out this
everything.
gobo. You're showing them the gobo, but what they're
But in
seeing is everything
reality,
else.
they're seeing the uplights, they're seeing the trussing, they're seeing the
Uh
multiple
huh.
lights, they're seeing the better sound.
Hmm.
That's what they're
So,
seeing. And they're
so,
like, oh, you're pointing them at one thing, but in reality, you're telling them, oh, look at this,
right.
but also look at the little extras on this.
So
Look at the
what I'll,
sprinkles I
yeah,
have in the background.
exactly. What I'll do is I'll say, hey, so check out this picture. It has the monogram in it, just so that you can
Mm-hmm.
get a look at it, see what it looks like, see, this was for, you know, the Smith wedding, whatever it is, and then you
Mm-hmm.
show it to them, and then when they're amazed and in shock at how good it looks, you'll say, so yeah, so that's the gobo, and then yeah, there is a piece of truss right there, and the uplighting around the room, and if you want
Mm-hmm.
pricing for that, we can go over that. So
Yeah,
yeah, and just make it flow so that they
yeah,
don't feel
make
like they're
it
getting upsold.
exactly, yeah. Make it flow. Just be like, look, we're here to make your event
Uh
special.
huh.
We want to customize it and make it unique to you,
Hmm.
have it flow perfectly. And these are the ways that we do it.
Right.
We add certain touches. And always, if you don't know something, tell the client, like, hey, to be honest, I'm not sure how much it's going to cost
Hmm.
because it depends. how many uplights we use.
Mm-hmm.
When they say, "Oh, can you uplight this room?" Like, I need to see the venue,
Mm-hmm.
but this is what I'm gonna do. Be like, since I don't know exactly how much we're gonna use and you want a price quote, let me give you the highest price with it.
Mm-hmm.
But just to let you know, at the end of the day, it'll be lower
Right.
because I'm probably not gonna use all of it.
Right.
And a
That's
lot of
awesome.
people
That's
don't know
awesome
that. They're
advice.
like, "Oh, what? Why is it so much?" I'm like, "Look, until we sit down and discuss something, I'm giving you my highest price
Mm-hmm.
versus my lowest." Perfect example. Friend too. She's
Right.
getting
Right.
married in January. Yeah. And she's been like, "Arvin, I've known you for so long. I want your total package." I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "I want everything you have." I'm like,
What
"What
an
do you
awesome
mean by
client.
it? What do you mean by it?" And she was like, "I want the LED screens. I want CO2 guns. I want Dancing on Cloud. I want LED wands. I want moving heads. I want every little thing, knickknack you provide,
What
monogram."
an awesome client. I wish we all
Like,
got
she's
clients
like,
like that.
yeah, exactly. So she's like, "I want it all." I was like, "Dang." I was like, "How many days do you need me?" At first, she was like, "It'll be 3 days, so you need to give me a deal." I'm like, "Okay." I quoted her, I think it was like 40 something, like
Uh-huh.
4,000 something. I don't even remember off the top of my head. And then, like, she was like, "Okay, let me get back to you." A couple of weeks later, she's like, "Hey, turns out we only need you for one event,
Mm-hmm.
not three." I'm like, "You know what? That's fine." And then she's like, "Can you give me an updated quote?" And I did. And she was like, "But wait, why is it costing more now?" And I was like, "Well, the reason why it was costing more now is because you're my friend. I gave you those other 2 dates at a ridiculous discount.
Uh-huh.
Now that it's costing more, I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna give you my highest price, and then when you're ready to talk to me, we'll work out a discount and we'll bring this price down so it works perfect for you."
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Oh, this is awesome." And then she's like, "Well, why am I spending so much on this?" I'm like, "Look, you're not gonna spend this much on it.
Mm-hmm.
This is just on the high end.
Right.
You need to realize once we sit down and we dial everything in, this $6,000-7,000 price is gonna go
Mm-hmm.
down to maybe four, 4.5, maybe even five. You gotta realize that." And she's like, "Oh, that makes a lot more sense." Because they don't understand, you quote them on the high end
Mm-hmm.
when in reality they don't want the high end. They want somewhere in between.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a lot of clients are looking for. They want that perfect sweet spot.
Right.
And by listing what you offer, they'll find that sweet spot right away.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see clients that say, "Oh, why do you have a CO2 gun? What's that? Why do you need a gun?" Show them what it does,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is like a nightclub. This is kind of cool for the dancing.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want that now. I never thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Add it into my package.
Right.
Bam, an extra service that you're providing,
Mm-hmm.
extra money in your pocket."
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think one thing that DJs may do sometimes without maybe even knowing it is a client saying, "Hey, how much is uplighting?" And you don't have uplighting. Is DJs would just say, "Oh, I don't offer uplighting."
Yeah.
It's
Never
like
say you don't
never
offer
do that.
upload. Never say you don't offer something. This is what you tell them. You know somebody who offers uplighting? Just be like, "Look, let me get back to you on a pricing
Let me run
of
some
that.
numbers.
Yeah, let me run
You don't
some
even have to
numbers."
tell the client that you're
Yeah,
renting it. Just say,
exactly.
"Hey,
It's like,
let
"Let
me
me
run some
run the
numbers."
numbers because I need to know exactly how many you need. I need to see the venue. I need to see how I'm going to set it up and
Mm-hmm.
arrange it. Make some excuse up. And then when they get off the phone, call up a buddy who has uplights
Mm-hmm.
or call up the nearest lighting place. Like, "Look, I need to rent a bunch of uplights. How much is it going to be?" "Oh, it's $6 or $10 or whatever it is an
Mm-hmm.
uplight." "Okay, cool." Call the client back. "Yeah, so it's going to be this much
Mm-hmm.
because you're using such and such, but never give them your cost price
Right.
for what you're renting it. Always add on a little more because think about it.
Well, you need to make money off of it. I mean, and I think
That
that's
is
what's
not
hard
no,
too.
not necessarily make money. Think about it like this. You have to set it up.
Right.
You have to drop it off. You have to
You have to
return
coordinate
it.
it. You
You have
have
to
you're
coordinate.
driving to get the uplights.
Yeah, you picking it up, you're returning it, you're paying the deposit fee.
Mm-hmm.
It's money that's coming out of your pocket.
Right.
So you need to
And I think what
always
happened,
add on.
I had this exact thing happen to me is I'm like, okay, well, I'm not super busy, so it doesn't really, like, costing for your time doesn't
Mm,
matter because I'm not busy. I don't have anything else going, so like, me running out there, I'll only charge $10 on top of it because it's not
mm.
that big of a deal. Right now you're not busy, but you will be in the future. It's
Exactly.
gonna
That's what
happen,
people don't know.
and it will
Yeah,
hit
you're
you
free
hard.
now, but no. Like, perfect example. My friend's wedding that I did.
Mm-hmm.
I needed a dry ice machine for it,
Uh-huh.
and my friend was using it the night before all the way in Fresno. The next day, they have a gig in San Jose.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, how do we meet up together? They're like, well, you're gonna have to meet me halfway someplace so you can pick this up because we're not sending it back. I'm like, but I rented it from you and I paid you the advance on it.
Uh-huh.
So that shouldn't mean that I'm going to have to drive my ass
Right.
all the way to Fresno for one item the day of. I was like, no, no, no. So I ended up driving to Tracy or Turlock
Oh
to pick
man.
up a dry ice machine,
Oh
and
man.
then on the way back, pick up dry ice while I had my tech guys set up stuff.
That's bad. That's
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. So, and I wasn't expecting that because I had already arranged for somebody else to go pick it up for me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But they get called out to another gig at the last minute. They're getting paid more.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they're gonna take it, and it screws you over in the end.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Man. Oh, there's some
Yeah.
awesome tips, awesome bombs that were dropped. So if you had
Yes.
one tip, wrapping up right now, if you had one tip to give a DJ who wants to grow, who is maybe starting out, who has some work but wants to charge more, who just needs a little tip, what would you say that is?
Okay, my little tidbit and little tip is one, never undervalue yourself.
Yep. Boom.
Okay. Two, talk to somebody who has experience in it. If you're just starting out, shadow another DJ, shadow another sound tech to learn little tricks and trades. And then on top of that, ask questions to people you know who are in the business and who are successful.
Yeah.
Because 90% of the time, these successful people are going to give you advice.
And they
And
will give you work.
they will give you work, they will give you advice.
The
Hell, if
successful
they
ones
know
doing big things, doing big events,
exactly,
doing big weddings, they get hit up for backyard
ex-
house parties.
exactly, and
It's
they
not
will
worth
call
it to
you,
them.
they be like, hey, I got a guy, let me send him out.
Right.
Yeah, I got a buddy who's DJing this coming weekend.
Mm-hmm.
He got called last minute to do a smaller event.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, shit, who do I call? Everybody's booked. Hey, Arvin,
Right.
yeah, I know you're not booked on Sundays because you don't DJ Sundays.
Uh-huh.
Hey, can you do me a favor and cover for me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. It's networking 101.
Mm-hmm.
Ask questions. Shadow somebody.
Yeah.
Talk to somebody who's already in the game. That's my number one advice. Talk to somebody who is in the game.
Mm-hmm.
They will help you tremendously.
Yeah. Totally.
And
100%.
be loyal to that person.
And be loyal to that
Mm.
person. Ain't
Yes,
that right?
that is.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
because
So if
that's
somebody
a
wanted
whole
to follow
nother.
you on
That's
social media,
yeah.
where do they do
They
that?
can follow me on social media at Instagram is at DJ Arvin.
DJ
Uh,
Arvin at DJ
yes,
Arvin at
at DJ Arvin.
DJARVIN DJ
Mm-hmm.
Arvin.
Yes,
Awesome.
my Facebook is facebook.com and I believe is sac.djarvin.
Zach.DJ
It's
Arvin on
yeah.
Facebook.
Yes, so follow me on Facebook, Instagram, connect with me if you guys have any questions. Shoot me a message. I will respond.
Boom. Boom. A lot of DJs won't, so
Yeah, a
take
lot of them
advantage.
won't, but I
Awesome.
will.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Arvin, for jumping on.
Not a problem. Just remember to mention DJ TJ's training, and I will guarantee to respond.
Hey. So there we go. That was the interview we had with DJ Arvin. He's an awesome DJ again from Sacramento. Go ahead, hit him on Instagram, hit him on social media, DJ Arvin. His tips in here are super, super important and they can definitely help you grow. Don't undervalue your services. Talk with people with experience and ask questions of those people. Don't think that networking is not important. It is crucial to your DJ business if you want to become ultra successful. So yeah, in the future we're gonna have some more awesome DJs, and so definitely if you're on iTunes, we are on iTunes. So if you are on iTunes, go ahead and hit subscribe. And if you're on YouTube, hit subscribe. And if you are anywhere else, go ahead, keep following us because we are definitely going to bring on some more awesome people to help you grow. Again, my name is Tanner James with DJ TJ Training. Go ahead, go on djtjtraining.com, and I am giving away some awesome tips to help you grow. So definitely hit me up on there if you have any questions. Feel free to let me know. Thank you for checking out the podcast and come back next Thursday.